Right, second time round. So, um, I haven't placed any bets yet. I was talking about this race in the 1 o'clock, and you might think, what do you mean you was talking about? Well, this is the second time I've recorded this. So, what I'm doing is I've already selected my bet to make sure that I've got the 3 by £2.50 free bets. So, let me go to tomorrow's horse racing. So, I've only looked at one race um, so far, and that is the 1 o'clock at Kempton. I'm going to show you my selection process. So, very briefly, it's 2 mile race at Kempton, which is a sharp 2 mile. So, Miami Magic, it's won over hurdles. It won left handed at Fakenham. It's now going right handed at Kempton. I don't rate Fakenham or Cartmel form. There's no Cartmel form on show, but I'm just saying they're the kind of tracks that I totally disregard. And I also disregard Perth. I just can't weigh the tracks up. So Miami Magic won very well at Fakenham. It's got £6 higher in which is potentially a better race. You would have thought so anyway, but it's got a £6 higher mark, 9-4. I think it's fair because it's the best horse in the race. Groovy Blue, this horse is probably going to be better than Miami Magic. In this race, I don't know. It's the first time over hurdles. If it jumps very well for the first three, I'd expect it probably to beat Miami Magic. However, I do tend to find that National Hunt flat horses can get tired or stop pretty quickly sometimes when the first time over hurdles. Not all the case, obviously, because obviously plenty of them win. The one I want to talk about briefly is Marengo Bay. It's not the selection. So Marengo Bay, it's Nicky Henderson's. Well, you could see this opening up favourite, or you could see a big drift, and I shall tell you why in a minute. And it looks like I'm kind of covering all angles, but so this is why I'm going against it. So the stable straight away, if there's a whisper for it, it could end up being favourite. However, I don't think tomorrow's the day, and I shall tell you why, because I think it wants miles further. So let's look at the breeding. I won't go on for hours, so I'll click on the dad of the horse, the sire. So let's just click on this horse's form. So this is how I tend to gauge it. So high class miler. So it was generally a mile and a half horse, although it did end its career over 2 mile 2. Personally, I think this horse is pretty packed full of stamina. Don't get me wrong, it started over 7 furlongs, and it was a very, very good, what would it have been? 3-year-old. So decent 2-year-old, very good 3-year-old, and then its career petered out after that. So that's Battle of Marenga. I think quite a lot of stamina on that side. So St Helens? Yeah, St Helens Bay. So straight away, you've got half brother and half sister to this horse. So let's just click on one of them. So this is a half sister to this to was it Marengo Bay? Was it called this horse? Yeah, Marengo Bay. So straight away you can see it ran in a National Hunt Flat race, over 2 mile, but never ever ran over 2 mile over hurdles. Straight up to 2.5 mile, and then eventually ended up roughly around about 3 mile. So plenty of stamina with its half sister. So let's just see what its half brother's like. So it went point to point in, and on its debut went straight up to just under 3 mile. This tells me that this Marengo Bay is packed full of stamina. I don't think it wants this nippy 2 mile race unless it's a very classy performer. Don't get me wrong, it's a poor race. My selection for this race is Salt Rock. I think this horse will eventually probably want further than this. Yeah, 2.5 mile point to point. Don't see too many of those, but 2 mile national flat opened up 6-4. Didn't do anything. Probably something not quite right on the day. Exeter. Then it was relatively well beaten. Um, and then at Chepstow, it was took keen hold, prominent, outpaced, lost 2 places, kept on. Quick look at that form. Excuse me. So the winner was 113. Not a fantastic race, but an okay-ish race. I expect this horse, Salt Rock, it needs to be prominent throughout, and hopefully it'll put its experience over hurdles to its advantage. So let me just go to. So that is the first selection. So I'm going to click on that one. I think 8 to 1's a decent price. I'm prepared to take it. So let's just see what other races there's worth. So let's go for these paying 3 places instead of 2. So it's a handicap hurdle. Have a quick look at the betting. Well, that's probably not going to run, is it? Ikari Allen, that one on Sunday. By the way, I tipped that, just for let you know if you didn't watch. So I can't have that for a start. So we'll ignore that race. So what I'm going to do is let's go to Ludlow. I am dreadful at Ludlow, by the way. So I think generally on this very quick course, you want a horse that races prominently. So interesting, Archie Watson got one. And Retinai. So let's take a look at this race. So in the 145. So before I get all the dislikes, all these selections are in the description below, just for those of you that don't want to watch this video. So in the 145 at Ludlow. So it's good to soft. Don't know if there's going to be any rain or not. I'm not going to look because I don't know what browser it opens up and whatever. So 2 mile, 5.5. 10 runners, paying first 4. Let's just see what this. I do like the jockey Ben Post, by the way. Well, straight away, I don't like the look of that. Hurdle 94 rated, and it's only achieved a racing post rating at 82. Although, what you could say is, it looks like it's probably going to appreciate a step up in trip. Yeah, there's too many question marks by that one. Richard Phillips. So, I don't like the wins at side of its name. Let's have a look at this one. This looks like there's potential there. Matt and Stan Shepherd. So it looks like it wants a trip, being by a Black Sam Bellamy, 13.5 furlongs. So not very highly rated, but there's potential there because it's run above its racing post in the past. So campaign pretty much solely at 2 mile. So then it's got stepped up. So always behind Warwick. It's that running a mare's race. Weakened. So it ran at Chepstow. Well, Chepstow's a stiff track, and it ran over 3 miles. So the fact that it weakened approaching last, I can just about accept that. It ran off a 76. So there's its run over 2 mile. It might like this really easy track, so that's definitely one for the shortlist. Let's see what. So another horse that hasn't ran above its handicap mark. So don't forget, this is a free bet, so I'm not going to keep you for too long. I always say free bets are, excuse me, a free go. So I'm just going to have a quick look a bit further down. I think I probably picked one of the worst races there is. So I like the look of that, but it's only a 7-year-old. So tell you what, this horse it's got half a chance. Ludlow, 2 mile, 5.5 furlong. Weak and running. It doesn't finish its races very well. I do like the fact that it's not been over chasers as well. For me, it's very well handicapped. Obviously, it's gone downhill because it's got form at Ludlow with this jockey on board. That was only last year as well. I hope it has run on the chase, but it's done nothing. So I can accept that, and it was quite a while ago. So this spring and summer, obviously it seems to want good ground. So could that, even the good to soft, could that be the reason why it didn't quite get home? I don't know. I'll tell you what. I think that's at a price. Let's see what price it is on. Yeah, it's not a great price. This is a free bet, so I'm not normally going to keep. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to do this every single time. I'm sure you don't all want to watch. There's normally more thought goes into this. I don't want to keep you too long. So let's go on to the next paying four places. Anthony on the ball, currently going well. Chad Chad Bament. There's some very inexperienced jockeys in this race. Let's see what Dark Heather did on its reappearance. 3 mile, an easy 3 mile. Not a great deal. Yeah, ran 2 days ago. Could be a non-runner. Let's have a quick look at that one. Crikey, what's going off with these lot? So one of the more experienced jockeys in the race pulled up. I think sometimes you could put a line through that. So if you ignore that, it's actually got some form. And I do like it that when they run at Fontwell, because I think Fontwell was an absolutely dreadful track. Like for getting the distance and getting home. It ran well at Ludlow before that. I could understand it being pulled up at Chepstow because Chepstow, it's hard work. So what they do, race wide midfield, not fluent. Yeah, I don't. So I think you can not worry. If fancied in that race, 17 runner field, 13-2. Sean Bowen on board. Liam Harrison. I didn't see if it were a conditional jockeys race. I don't. I can't remember. Is he? Don't see that he's ridden it before. It's definitely a 3 mile horse. So let's see if there's any. So is it a mare's race? No, it's not a mare's race. It's not even a conditional jockeys. But tell you what, this could quite easily be a conditional jockeys race. Miss Eleanor, whoever it is, Joe Anderson, Chad Bement, Dara McConville, Tabitha Worsley. Crikey. Anyway, I'm going for that one. I think if it's a big price, well, it's not. So I'll tell you what. In the morning, what I will be doing is I'll be having an SP bet. So I'll be having an each way lucky 15 with the prices, and each way lucky 15 without the prices. So let's have a quick look at one of these Kempton races. So very very this won't take much longer now. Keep stakes are absolute minimum because, as you can see, I've not gone into great detail, but I just like to get a feeling for a race. I backed that in a much better race in the past. I did a great. Went through a phase of running on a Saturday. Tizards might be worth just seeing what the prize money is for this race. I'll tell you what, Thelasthighking, 310. If you hear a cheer, it means Man U scored. They're already winning 1-0. We need over 2.5 goals just for a small bet. There wasn't a sending off in the Leeds match, although there were 7 goals where I thought it might be a risky over 2.5. So let's quick have a look at that. Right, it's a handicapped chase for start. Let's just see if Dolly the Great has run over chasers before, because I know it was a very good hurdler. 2.5 mile at Kempton. So it looks like it ran in this race last year, that one. 6-4 favourite in this race, what it looks like this race anyway. Off 134, ran to 137, so ran above itself. Needs probably looks like good ground. It's currently, I think it's good to soft. Yeah. So what happened on its debut? Seasonal reappearance. Some headway running, so I don't know what happened. I'll tell you what, I haven't looked. I wonder if it's got something like a tongue strap on this one, because it raced in second, lost position, not fluent, dropped to rear, then made a bit of headway towards the end, so stopped quickly. So it seems it ran a good race there, even though it was being 8 lengths in a Class 3 race. It seems to like Kempton. So I'm not having this. This is what I'm saying about the outside of the lot in these paying 3 places instead of 2 when it's only a 7-run race. I think you've got some great value. So no, me, it'd be 6-4 favourite, but it shouldn't be. It was outside of a lot. This should not be a 9-1 in my opinion. Yeah, it's race fit. Question marks over some of the others. Definitely fitness question marks. So have a quick look at Doddy the Great, see if it's ever ran over fences before. No. So the favourite's never ran over fences before. Don't get wrong, very good horse. And I backed it at Cheltenham before when it ran behind Godante. But it's never ran over fences before. And I wouldn't touch Nicky Henson with a barge ball at the moment. So I think, although it ran disappointing last time, I think Thelasthighking is a cracking bet. So let me talk you through them. I'm not going to talk you through them. Let me read them out. So Salt Rock at 8-1 in the 1 o'clock at Kempton. That's paying first 3 places. So this is probably going to. Let me normally explain it as I would do. So basically, it's a 10 pence each way, lucky 15, and £1 each way accumulator. But my bet isn't going to be exactly that. I'm going to put one for each way. So I'm going to click on the free bet. I'm going to click each way and click on the lucky 15. It might turn out to be like a 7 pence each way lucky 15. Yeah, for the £2.50 free bet. I'm going to take the price on one, then I'm going to click the free bet on the other, click each way and lucky 15 again, and put the other bet on without the prices. Then I'm going to click another free bet, which works out to £1.25 each way accumulator on these 4 horses. So the next horse is My Girl Katie at 10-1 in the 145 at Ludlow, paying 4 places instead of 3. The third selection is Ruby's Reward in the 325 at Ludlow, paying 4 places instead of 3. And the final selection is the 310 at Kempton, and it's Thelasthighking at 9-1 in the paying 3 places instead of 2. So those are all the selections for Kempton and Ludlow on Monday, the 25th of November. Well, if you're still here, please give me a like. I would really appreciate it. I won't be doing one of these on a regular basis unless you want it on a regular basis. So I wish you the very best of luck. Charlie Winters, over and out. Cheers, mate.